Am I the asshole for canceling Thanksgiving? I 40F have hosted Thanksgiving for my family, husband, children, mother, siblings and their spouses for the last 20 years. There was never an issue until my brother met his now wife Julie 5 years ago. Julie is very big into fad diets, Atkins, keto, South Beach, and every year she sends me a list of foods that she cannot eat and a list of things that she can. Last year I cooked her the exact keto foods that she wanted and she was upset the entire meal because my brother didn't want to eat it with her, so they fought at the table. Last week she sent me a text message that she is now on the fertility diet as they are starting IVF and sent me another list of foods that she cannot eat and a planned menu for me to cook for her. I texted her back and told her that this year I was making one meal and one meal only and she could either eat what was being served or bring her own food. She texted back and told me that I was being selfish and didn't care about her. My brother called me up the next day and asked if I was happy about ruining Thanksgiving and started to yell about how at their barbecue last summer they catered to my food allergies. I am deathly allergic to strawberries and have an EPI pen. I told my brother that this was not the same as a life-threatening food allergy, that this was dietary choice, and it changes every year. He called my mother, who told him that we all find it difficult to keep up with Julie's dietary needs and that if she wants special foods, she needs to bring them herself. Now my entire family is fighting with each other. My brother won't speak to me and my sil is posting nasty things about me on Facebook. I talked to my husband about this, and he said this was ridiculous high school bullshit drama. He told me he would be fine canceling the whole meal and it just being our family. I agreed with him and sent everyone a text message. I told them that Thanksgiving at my house is cancelled. That I am serving Thanksgiving menu. If they want to come over and eat with us, they are welcome to do so. My sister is thrilled that I finally said something about it. She hosts Christmas dinner and is also tired of cooking extra meals. My mom, however, is upset that we are all fighting and thinks that I shouldn't have cancelled the meal. Now I am starting to feel guilty, but my husband and my son say that I need to stand my ground and not give in to Julie and my brother. So am I the asshole for canceling Thanksgiving? Not the asshole. If you have made lifestyle choices, you're responsible for them. The host doesn't have to accommodate it. The comparison to deathly allergies is just stupid. Not the asshole. You didn't cancel the meal as there's an open invite. You just canceled cooking a separate meal for Thanksgiving. If your mom is so upset, she can either a. Host Thanksgiving herself, b. come over to your place and cook Julie's meal so the responsibility doesn't fall on you, the person who's already cooking a meal, or c. ask your brother and sister-in-law to host Thanksgiving so all of Julie's dietary wants can be met. Not the asshole. Honestly, with COVID rates skyrocketing most everywhere, many state leaders are asking people to not hold Thanksgiving gatherings anyway. I know my state is back to urging gatherings of no more than 2 families and no more than 10 people period. I'd just go with, canceling because of COVID, and be done with it. Not the asshole. Vegetarian here. I made a dietary choice, much like your sister, and it's pretty annoying for some people to try to accommodate. I never expect people to make whole separate meals for me, but I do appreciate it when, especially during Thanksgiving, there's 1 or 2 things I can eat. So nta op, it's not your responsibility to accommodate her. While I'm sure she'd appreciate it, her behavior is inappropriate for an adult and you shouldn't feel like you have to bend to her will. Edit. I think I've found every vegetarian on Reddit. You are the asshole for having a family Thanksgiving during a pandemic. Sil shouldn't expect people to cater to her ever-changing meal plan. You shouldn't be hosting in-person Thanksgiving dinners during the pandemic. Not the asshole, but honestly, Thanksgiving this year is going to be a ton of super spreader events. You should cancel regardless of insane SIL's weird dietary stuff. Not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole. I'm really proud of you for sticking to your guns. Holidays are stressful enough, and you're so gracious for hosting and accommodating Julie's whims all these years. But enough is enough. Your husband is totally right. This is some ridiculous high school drama bullshit, and no mature adult wants any part of that. Also, it doesn't sound like you even really cancelled. You cancelled Julie's tantrums, but anyone else that's fine with a traditional Thanksgiving meal is welcome to attend. Not the asshole for not wanting to deal with your SIL's unreasonable demands anymore. Like, I have dietary restrictions and would never demand accommodation like this, let alone send the host a menu just for me. FFS, she sounds exhausting. However, I honestly think anyone hosting large Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners this year is pretty assholish. People acting like they can't give up one holiday season in order to prevent the spread of a goddamn pandemic just baffles me. I'm really sick of quarantining and would love to see family like normal too. It's not the responsible thing to do this year. Y'all shouldn't be having family gatherings right now anyway. Anyone who chooses to bitch, whine, and especially throw insults and write nasty things about other people all over their social media is automatically the asshole. Not the asshole. I wouldn't forgive so easily how she posts nasty things about you on her social media. I'd really reconsider how much I'd care to include her in the future. This year canceling is okay even without family drama. And I cannot believe your brother equates a special choice diet with text demands to not serving strawberries. I mean, we are in the middle of a pandemic, a virus that has killed over 200,000 Americans. Maybe it's not a good idea to host a meal with people from several different households. I think it's great that you're just focusing on your own household, for several reasons. OMFG. There is a fucking pandemic. What is wrong with you all? Thanksgiving is cancelled, regardless of whether or not your sil sucks, which she does. Not the asshole for cancelling, but you would be if you hosted. Your husband is correct. Not the asshole. But I also feel compelled to add that there were 1,400 deaths in the US from COVID on Tuesday and 143,000 infections. There are better reasons to cancel Thanksgiving than a nutso-sil. Not the asshole. Someone else can host if they're willing to accommodate her. Or you all can make the better decision for public health and each do your own meals in your own home. Maybe Zoom together. Right now not having you extended family over is the only responsible choice. Have they forgotten COVID? It's a global health pandemic. Y'all need to stay the fuck home anyway. Not the asshole. But you shouldn't have been hosting a big Thanksgiving gathering this year anyways. COVID cases are on the rise and CDC recommends against big gatherings. Not the asshole. It's COVID. No Thanksgiving. You are the asshole for still getting together during a fucking pandemic. COVID is out of control everywhere in the US, you are being incredibly irresponsible. YTA for planning a big family event in the middle of the pandemic, unless you're in New Zealand. Not the asshole. If it was a problem that you couldn't make that food, then they should just not come. You guys are the hosts, and can do whatever the hell you want. You don't have to deal with their bullshit. There's a pandemic going on, cancel Thanksgiving. You should cancel the meal merely because we are in a fucking pandemic. Sorry, but how clueless can you get? You're right to have cancelled Thanksgiving, because of the fucking pandemic. No one in this story took the global deadly disease that prevents large gatherings into consideration. I'd gaff what you or your sil want to eat. She's gonna kill your elderly mother, or your brother, or your husband, and you'll be compicit for entirely neglecting your family's health and safety. Not the asshole, seeing as none of us should be gathering for a large holiday this year. Please, cancel. You were planning a THXG Ving dinner in the middle of a global pandemic. Yes, you are an asshole. NTA. Your country has 1,000 coronavirus deaths a day and 100,000 new infections every day. No one should be having get-togethers. It's 2020 and COVID is surging worldwide. Unless you live in New Zealand, why are you having a family gathering that brings a number of different social groups together? Julie has been hijacking your holiday dinners for years now. It is good that healthier voices have spoken up and you are breaking the pattern. Enjoy your family dinner free from the burdens she imposed. Not the asshole. And I didn't read too far down in the comments, but we are in the middle of a pandemic, so if you don't cancel then you are an asshole. Edit. I read further down in the comments. I am so sad to see that there are only a handful of people who even thought to add comments about the pandemic. I am so scared for everyone. Not the asshole at all. My mom just cancelled Thanksgiving because of COVID and she's still feeling guilty about it. Even if there wasn't a global pandemic, not the asshole. It's time to set up some boundaries for brother and sil. Please don't do Thanksgiving during a pandemic, regardless of what happens with your sil. You are the asshole for planning a family gathering during a global pandemic. Immediate family only, spouse plus children, for Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. Not the asshole. Julie is acting like a brat. She is making a choice and if she wants super specific foods she should bring them. I have a food allergy and an extremely inconvenient intolerance, and I'm more than willing to bring my own food, easier than getting sick. Comparing a dad diet to a medical issue is also annoying and self-centered. We are in the middle of a pandemic, the holidays should be suspended until we get a better handle on what is going on. Depending on where you live, it might be irresponsible or illegal to have more than 5 or 10 people together for a shared meal. Everyone who does not cancel Thanksgiving and limit it to just your own household is an asshole. So you're good, but not for the right reason. Not the asshole, but you're still giving them a way to weasel in. I'd say, because of COVID, we are Thanksgiving alone this year. Why are you having a big family meal during a pandemic? Not the asshole. People shouldn't even have large Thanksgiving gatherings anyway. Not the asshole. As someone that went through successful IVF just last year, my reproductive endocrinologist said there is absolutely no proof that any type of diet improves your chances of conceiving, other than eating healthy, of course. They laughed when I said I ate pineapple core because I read an old wives' tale that states it increases chances of the embryo implanting. In my opinion, she does these fad diets for attention and shouldn't be catered to. Not the asshole. You didn't really cancel Thanksgiving. You just set out a specific menu and said that anyone who wanted to join you was welcome to do so. If your brother and his wife can't even get along at the family dinner when you have catered to all of his wife's requests, the last thing anyone should want is a menu that specifically helps them add a child to that marriage. Not the asshole. She can bring her own food for her needs if it's so important to her. Not the asshole. 1,000. This is what's being served. Like she doesn't go through McDonald's every week on her diet. Everyone sucks here for celebrating during a pandemic. Not the asshole. Tell your mom she is welcome to host Thanksgiving dinner. Not the asshole at all. I know it's trendy to say somebody has narcissistic personality disorder, but it sounds like she's a good candidate for it. Claiming that you are selfish for not taking her orders is classic NPD bullshit. Too bad your brother doesn't recognize it. He will suffer her abuse for years. Standing up for yourself is healthy. It is not selfish. Stick to your guns and enjoy your small family Thanksgiving. I bet you'll love it. Not the asshole. Nobody should be having a big Thanksgiving party during a pandemic anyways. What are you doing, cooking an entire Thanksgiving meal for everyone anyways? Do you get reimbursed for any of the food? My family always does a potluck situation. That way there are at least a couple things everyone will know they like. Not the asshole. Why anyone is even considering having Thanksgiving this year given the current COVID situation is beyond me.